So hello dosto, welcome to the Bollywood talk show on IWMBuzz. This is your host Shubhojit back once again with another episode. Now the man that I have today, I would love to call him a man on a mission because the last few years have been absolutely phenomenal for him. And I believe and I truly believe that the next few years are also going to be absolutely phenomenal. I have with me the lovely, phenomenal, good-looking Vicky Kaushal over here. I love that smile on your face. Thank you so much for being with us over here, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you. The smile is because of the lovely introduction you've given. Thank you so much.
You thoroughly deserve it. What I want to talk about this thing, the movie, of course, we're going to be discussing about that. But सबसे पहले एक चीज मुझे बताइए, history as a subject in school. There are two ways to it. Either somebody really loves it, either somebody finds it really boring. Of course, when you're preparing, you need to dig deep into the facts and everything. But what was your relation with history like during school? आपको पसंद था या फटाके रखते थे दूसरी तरफ?
To be honest, यार, I think I was one of those rare students जो कहीं ना कहीं बीच में आता था. There were some chapters that would really interest me, and there would some chapters which I would just sleep through and would make me feel that I'm not a history loving person. But there would be some sections of our history which I would be very, very interested in. Like, I would almost get the visuals off and it would become like a story for me. So I think I would say, to be very honest, I was somewhere in the middle.
Okay, that's quite a interesting answer, I would say. So what about this part? The independence part, Jallianwala Bagh and everything. Are you really fascinated, or
very fascinated?
Used to be boring during
very
school?
Fascinated, very, very fascinated, because I think that was it's not a very far behind history. It's a very contemporary history for us. You can relate to those people. You can relate to that period.
Yeah.
And also, what's the thing is that it was also like those. It's full of stories of bravery and courage and people sacrificing their lives for the kind of India we're living in today, a free democratic India we're living in today. When you get to hear those stories, it's you really get fascinated. You really get emotionally attached to those stories.
Yeah, I think that's quite a fact. My next question would be divided into two parts. Please accordingly answer these here. One would be that when you are playing such an important character who's relevant even today, because I think whatever he did at that point of time, that has played a huge role in shaping India's present. So does that, of course, it adds a new sense of responsibility on the actor's shoulders. So how do you live up on that? And second thing is that you yourself mentioned that somebody like an Irrfan Khan was being considered for that role, and you feel yourself very fortunate that you were the one who was chosen for this. So there are two things. One is that it's already a very important character, and secondly, you're coming after Irrfan Khan, sir. I would say after, because he was the first choice, as you mentioned. So did it add to the pressure, or did you have to actually overthink to get rid of these insecurities, if you had any?
See, the pressure was only of one part of it, which was to realize that you're only going to get one chance to portray a story like this. You don't get second chances to portray a story of a freedom fighter. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So whatever you do now, you have to put your best foot forward. And also with a director like Sujita, who is known to present stories in the most realistic way, there was no other option but to internalize the whole journey. And that is a very heavy process sometimes for an actor. So of course the responsibility was there, and also there's another added responsibility that not many people know unsung heroes like Sardar Udham. So for those who don't know the journey, who don't know his name also, for them, if they resonate with the story, this is how they're going to remember the story. This is how they're going to remember Sardar Udham as. So that's a big responsibility on you. कि आगे ये इस जनरेशन को या अगले जनरेशन को इस कहानी से रिलेट करना है और याद रखना है कि सरदार उधम कौन था. So they might remember it through you. So you really have to be very sensitive, very truthful, very honest, and very responsible in your efforts to play that part. So that was the pressure which was definitely there. That is the pressure which is always associated with doing a biopic. Now coming to the second part of Irrfan Saab, I am probably the biggest fan of Irrfan Saab. I have been I feel he's one of the best actors across the globe.
Absolutely.
And I feel there is no way that any actor can step into his shoes and take that place. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible, because he had a legacy of his own, and it was so special, because I keep saying that it's not the size of the shoe, it's the quality of the shoes that you can't match.
Absolutely.
So for me, it was never an attempt to step into his shoes. I know that I can't do it. In fact, I would be very happy if people say that you were at least 1% of what Irrfan Saab could have done in the film. That for me will be a big award. वो pressure नहीं था because I knew very well that वो हो नहीं सकता, not by me or not by any other actor. Correct? So I just in my heart kept this feeling that, you know, whatever I do is going to be a tribute to probably one of the best actors coming out of this country. And with that note, I just went on to this journey of truthfully playing Sardar Udham.
Well, we're looking forward to that. Very excited and eager to know that. But एक चीज मुझे बताइए, of course, the last few years, as I mentioned in the very beginning, you know, has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, with great power comes great responsibility, हम लोग कहते हैं. So when you constantly prove yourself as an actor or as a performing artist, you know, the expectations also it's directly proportional. It gets only higher and higher over time. So how do you handle expectations? There will be times when you probably will not be able to cater to somebody's expectations. So how do you deal with those situations, and how do you mentally plan to go ahead in the near future?
I think very honestly, if I have to say, I thrive on those expectations. I really do. Wow. Because what it's going to make me do is, मैं कल को ये नहीं कह सकता कि मेरा हर काम लोगों को पसंद आएगा या हर काम लोगों को ना पसंद आएगा. But what it's going to make me do is that it's going to make me put my best foot forward. You know, फिर बाकी तो every film has its own destiny. My portrayal of every character will have its own destiny. कुछ पसंद आएगा, कुछ नहीं पसंद आएगा. I hope ज़्यादातर पसंद आए. I will be working hard towards that, so I pray for that. But see, जब आप actor बनते हैं, there are only two paths that it can go to. एक तो आपका काम ऐसा हो कि people don't appreciate it and then they won't care about it. They will have zero expectations from you. और आपका काम ऐसा होगा कि people start having expectations from you and they will only keep, that expectation will only keep growing. So I am very clear which path I have chosen, and I want to choose this path only. That with, in fact, I want with every film their expectations to grow, because that means that they care about my work. They are interacting with my work. They are responding to my work. You know, because like I said, there are only two responses. या तो हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता, या तो फिर हमारे expectations हैं आपसे. So I've clearly chosen that I want the expectations to be there.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned it, very interesting points over there, but I think the expectation we're talking about is about the audience. But you know, there's another side to the expectation part, which is maybe say the filmmakers or the producers or the directors. Now, I would take you back to the time of say Masan or, you know, Raman Raghav. There were movies where you were, you know, really doing well. But of course, the commercial aspect or the commercial expectation from a Vicky Kaushal film at that point of time was not there. But since Uri or maybe Sanju, I think that part has added on as well. So as an actor, now you know that, okay, fine, I have the ability to pull the audience to the theaters as well as a performing artist. So how do you deal with that? Do you have those discussions, you know, maybe with the director or the filmmakers?
Not too much, because see, I really want my producers to earn the money back that they've invested in the film. And if I'm spearheading the film, it's always a team effort. But if I'm spearheading the film and it's my face on the poster, then I really would want to come out of that story feeling for everybody to say that film earned money. That film was a profitable film. Because that's how, when a film is a profitable film, everybody associated with the film get more work and better work. Right? So I definitely, my quest is that every film of mine should earn more money. The producers, the distributors, the exhibitors should be very, very happy. Correct? That is there, but that does not come into my process of acting. When I am on that particular day performing, that is not playing in my head at all. Because I think that's really good. That is going to happen if I'm being good at my job, and then also the film has to speak for itself. Well, logon ko, when I'm also an audience, right? Before an actor, I'm an audience. When I go to watch a film, I take back the film with me. मैं कभी भी आके ये नहीं बोलता हूँ कि यार फिल्म घटिया है पर वो परफॉर्मेंस ऐसी है. ऑफ कोर्स परफॉर्मेंसेस भी अच्छी होती है, पर ये होता है कि आप हमेशा फिल्म देखने जाते हो और फिल्म को घर लेकर आते हो. अगर फिल्म 100 करोड़ 200 करोड़ 300 करोड़ कमाती है, वो इसलिए क्योंकि फिल्म अच्छी है. कभी भी फिल्म कोई भी 200-300 करोड़ नहीं कमा सकती क्योंकि फिल्म अच्छी नहीं है पर परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी है. यू नो, तो फिल्म एक्टर को बनाती है, एक्टर फिल्म को नहीं बनाता. ये मैं प्योरली मानता हूँ. So of course it's the film's destiny also, it's my responsibility also, but I really matlab, like I said, while performing it doesn't play in my head, but otherwise once my exam is done, like I've given my papers, then I want the film to score with me.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, lovely talking to you, buddy.